Hello, and welcome to Sanlando Sound Waves. I'm Nicole Downey, and this is week 29, day 144. Today, our reading is 2 Kings chapter 5, 1 through 14. Now, Naaman was commander of the army and the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master and highly regarded, because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He was a valiant soldier, but he had leprosy. Now bands of raiders from Aram had gone out and had taken captive a young girl from Israel, and she served as Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, "If only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy." Naaman went to his master and told him what the girl from Israel had said. "By all means, go," the king of Aram replied. "I will send a letter to the king of Israel." So Naaman left, taking with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 sets of clothing. The letter that took to the king of Israel read, "With this letter I'm sending my servant Naaman to you so you may cure him of leprosy." As soon as the king of Israel read the letter, he tore his robes and said, "Am I God? Can I kill and bring back to life? Why does this fellow send someone to me to be cured of leprosy? See how he is trying to pick a quarrel with me?" When Elisha, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel had torn his robes, he sent this message, "Why have you torn your robes? Have the man come to me, and he will know that there is a prophet in Israel?" So Naaman went to his horses and chariots and stopped at the door of Elisha's house. Elisha sent a messenger to say to him, "Go wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan, and flesh will be restored, and you will be cleansed." But Naaman went away angry and said, "I thought that he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God. Wave his hand over the spot and cure me of leprosy. Are not Abana and Pharpar the rivers of Damascus better than all the waters of Israel? Couldn't I wash them and be cleansed?" So he turned and went off in a rage. Naaman's servants went to him and said, "My father, if the prophet had told you to do some great thing, would you have not done it? How much more than when he tells you, 'Wash and be cleansed'?" So he went down and dipped himself into the Jordan 7 times, as the man of God had told him, and his flesh was restored and became clean like that of a young boy. Now let's consider our 7 arrows. 1. What does this passage say? 2. What does this passage mean to its original audience? 3. What does this passage tell us about God? 4. What does this passage tell us about people? 5. What does this passage demand of me? 6. How does this passage change the way I relate to people? 7. What does this passage prompt me to pray to God? Now let's take a look at the brief devotional about this passage on page 162 of our book, 7 Arrows. Hidden among all the stories of the kings in Israel and Judah are stories like this, of an individual who experienced the power of God in a personal way. Throughout the Bible, leprosy served as a picture of sin. This brutal disease killed a person as inch by inch his flesh was eaten away. Not only was the disease excruciating, but those with leprosy were forbidden interaction with other people. Further, they lost the privilege of worshiping God in the temple. The leper was completely cut off. Naaman was not the type of person you'd expect God to heal, since he was not an Israelite. But God proved that there was no national limits concerning his healing power. God used his people, a little girl, and the prophet Elisha to bless Naaman and show him the power of God. All Israel was meant to do this. They were called out to be a light to the nations and a reflection of God's glory. The nation's sin caused them to abandon this mission, but God continued to work through a few faithful ones, showing that he had not given up. All Naaman had to do was listen to God's word and have faith in his plan, and he experienced healing from God. Thanks for joining us today. We'll hope you tune in tomorrow.